Hey everybody, it's me, V, the Sepia Scholar, and I'm here for you to do another review of one of the things I found on Netflix. I've been out sick, probably hearing in my voice a little bit congested, but I wanted to make sure I kept everything going because this channel is for me as well for you. So make sure you put any suggestions of anything you would like me to review in the comments. I hope that this finds you safe and well. So, with that being said, what we're looking at today is the Tinder Swindler. I found this it's a movie on Netflix, and I found this whole thing to be extremely interesting. Um, Ever since I was a little girl, I always like watching crime shows. One of my favorite shows, or mysterious, spooky shows, and one of my favorite shows was Unsolved Mysteries. I used to scare the crap out of myself at night, watching that show because all you needed to hear was that do 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 and Robert Stack's voice, and everybody in the house was spooked the hell out. So, leave in the comments what was your favorite show back in the day that you used to scare yourself with for fun? For me, it was Unsolved Mysteries or Tales from the Crypt, which I had no business watching. But either way, I remember so many episodes of Unsolved Mysteries where they had love fraud episodes where unsuspecting women um, fell in love with a guy and end up giving away their whole life savings. There are many episodes of American Greed that are like this. Um, and mostly for white collar crimes, I feel like pretty much people are just out of luck. They don't get their money back. I mean, we have Bernie Madoff. All these people are alleged, right? Bernie Madoff is one of the most famous ones, and just white collar crime isn't seen the same in the society, right? But with the Tinder Swindler, I really had a good time watching this show because it was in another country. I like watching crime stories that are set in Britain or any other outside countries because, a lot of times they show America and our crime here. So it's good to see. I mean, it's not good for crime to happen, but it's good to see how other justice systems handle these type of situations. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to get into the Tinder Swindler, which if you want to check it out is on Netflix. Spoiler alert, I will be giving away the story. It's a recap. So if you don't want to hear the story, jump off my video, come back when you're done, and let me know what you thought about the Tinder Swindler, and let me know what you think about my video. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think. Even give me a like for sure because that helps the algorithm. Lets me know what you like. What I want to do is make sure I'm putting out content that you guys enjoy. And with that being said, let's get into the Tinder Swindler. So first thing I noticed is they started off with a lady sitting there looking at social media, and you're seeing her look at billionaires, private jets, lavish cars, and parties. And then you notice that she swipes right, hence Tinder, right? Then you hear ominous music saying that he had enemies and diamond smugglers and ladies going missing, and the ladies being terrified that they'd be next. And then it starts off with the tagline: "One little swipe can change your life forever." And you see this happy little lady, cute little blonde lady, looking super innocent, talking about love and things how she's always wanted love her entire life, and that life is about love, and the happiest time that she's ever had in her life has been when she's been in love. And she likes the butterflies that being in love gives her. Whenever she's nervous, she knows that something special is about to happen. I'm like, lady, if you're nervous, it's probably your inner gut telling you that something is not about to be right. So listen to your gut, people. Listen to your gut. This is when I went to my happy place with this seemingly naive lady. She says when she thinks of love, she thinks of Disney and Beauty and the Beast. Anybody that knows me in real life knows that I am a ultimate Beauty and the Beast fan. I can sit up here and sing you the beginning song for sure, word for word. I loved Belle. I love that Beauty and the Beast was set in France. I'm of Haitian descent, so I recognize the words. For Mother's Day, my son drew me a beauty poster. I've been given a cup with Chip as a Mother's Day gift as or birthday maybe gift as well. So I'm all things Beauty and the Beast. I got super duper excited when they started showing clips from Beauty and the Beast. And although as I'm older, we do realize that that's a glorified Stockholm syndrome story because not to ruin the story, but she's basically in love with her captor, right? And it also probably explains why I sometimes like the Beast was an asshole. And sometimes I'm attracted to people who are very rough around the edges. So maybe I'm caught up in a Disney story too. So just a side note on that. So she basically goes into the fact that her favorite movie is Beauty and the Beast, and she loves that they save each other. Beauty saves Beast from his strong ways and from his beastly form, and he saves her by giving her a world of books and a cat in a castle, and she gets to become a princess. Everybody's saving each other. Don't save her; she don't want to be saved, but in this case, she did. And she wanted to find a Prince Charming in real life. She said she's been on Tinder for 7 years and has had 1,024 matches. She calls herself an expert, and she basically breaks down what makes a good profile. Pics of you with friends so you can look social, dress nice and everything. In my experience, I know that there's Bumble, where I guess the lady picks the man. Then you have Hinge, which prides itself on being the dating app that'll get you to erase itself. And then I guess what is there? Match, eHarmony. I know somebody that went on Christian Mingle. They said Christian Mingle ain't that damn Christian, but I'm not even gonna go there. And there's so many arrays. Oh, and not even go there where black people meet and they're dang on back that ass up. But it was about Rona. Dating is a big business, and the apps basically clean up. And yes, there are people on the apps that are trying to clean up on you. So back to the Netflix Tinder Swindler. So she references that gentlemen prefer blonde scene where Marilyn Monroe says a man being rich is like a girl being pretty. You might not marry a girl just for being pretty, but it sure helps. So that she was looking for a man with money, which I'm not against hypergamy. We could talk about that more in another video. Let me know in the comments if you would like to talk about that more. But she was looking for a man of means. She said the dude whose name is Simon. I'm gonna say allegedly. I'm not gonna say the last name. I'm gonna use some aliases in here because anybody trying to go to court. I don't know these people, but he was her type. And she found him on Tinder, and she checked his Instagram was tied to it. And when she went on his Instagram, he was popping. He had lots of pics, lots of followers. He looked well put together. Me personally, I prefer a melanated man, but he was a well put together dude. He looked clean. He looked like he had something. But one little tip for you guys, because I've been around people with money. Most of the time, people with money don't look like they have money. If somebody's working too hard to look good on their social media, they probably don't have nothing. Just putting that out there, a little tidbit for you. Let me know if you agree in the comments. So when she saw he was popping on Instagram, she swiped right. And he automatically reached out to her and asked to meet her in London, like that night or that day. And I'm like, red flag. I know people have money. I know probably on levels that we will never even understand. But for somebody to just barely meet you on a dating app and ask you to meet them in another country that night, I would really think that there was some Taken vibes going on. Like, where's Liam Neeson when you need him? Because I feel like he about to kidnap your ass. Like, Lord have mercy. I was stressed out watching this whole thing. But guess what? She goes. And she said she was nervous being at a fancy hotel. He came out the elevator, and she was so happy because he actually looked like his pics. And you know, people love to catfish a bitch real quick. You can end up with some foolishness. Newsflash: I look like my pictures because I want you to get all this struggle twerk, all this cuteness, whatever I'm bringing to the table. This what you, and even though I hate that saying, whatever I'm coming with, that's what you're getting, right? But sometimes people are just happy you look like your picture. He told her that he was a CEO of a diamond company and he was considered the Prince of Diamonds. So she saw some pics of his daughter or whatever, and I guess he had his daughter and who he said was his daughter and his ex on the plane on a private jet with them, and they all flew off to go on her first date with him, basically with his daughter, his ex, on a private jet. And I'm like, has no one heard of trafficking? That's usually how they lure the young girls. They have what they call a den mom or a mama. You become friends with one girl, she bring you to her dude, and the next thing you know, you trick it on the corner. Like, I don't understand. Apparently nobody's heard of trafficking in this world of Tinder Swindler. I don't know. So after they went on their first date, where he brought his girl and his baby, they started FaceTiming and WhatsApping each other. The funny part about this is there was so much WhatsApp. It felt like a WhatsApp commercial as this documentary. That's most of the time what he used to reach out to her. And it made me it reminded me of my foreign relatives that always reach out to me, whether I want them to or not, on WhatsApp, because you usually don't have to pay long distance, right? So that's a quick way to get a hold of somebody. But he starts messaging her and saying that he misses her. He don't even know that damn lady. He was sending her bouquets of flowers, and she was like, "Oh shit, is this it? He thinks I'm his girl. He's the one." I'm like, she was doing way too much. So it was overwhelming. So, but then it became difficult to get a hold of him. He was always traveling for business, and he would surprise her every once in a while with a visit on his private jet. He asked her to be his girlfriend. So after he asked her to be his girlfriend, then he dropped the bomb on her. Figurative bomb, people. Okay, YouTube figurative bomb. So he says, "I have something to tell you. I'm a part of a $70 million dangerous diamond deal, and I've been having security threats. They're sending me bullets in the mail. They're sending funeral flowers to my house. So I'm going to have to stay away for a while. And I would really appreciate it if you supported me while I went through this ordeal." Okay, here come the bullshit, y'all. Here come the bullshit. So her friend Googled the family that he said he was a part of and found out that they were big, like Kardashian big. But they also checked Tinder, and he was in another. They saw him still on there active, and he was in another country, and the pics had changed. She called him to confront him about it, and he said he wasn't active with his lying ass. So, as y'all know, I'm not feeling 100%, so I'm gonna take a sip on y'all. So, hopefully, you guys are enjoying my beautiful thumbnail. Let me know what you think in the comments. So, they leave from her story. Now we're moved on to a new girl. He's talking to the this new girl, and this new girl, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be calling these people out their name, but she was dumb enough to send her passport and all her identity information so that he could buy tickets for her to come fly and see him. When he pulled up, she thought he was short for her taste. They went to a really fancy lunch where she said there was no money limit. It was super bougie. But while he's whining and dining this lady who thought he was too damn short, he was sending flowers to the lady. I'm gonna call her Beauty and the Beast from now on. She was a lady from Finland. He asked her to move in and says that the budget for her them to move in together is $15,000 a month for wherever they're gonna stay. So she goes apartment hunting virtually with this boy. I literally wrote, she is doing all this shit virtually. She is going apartment hunting by herself with him on the phone. It seemed like a glorified Zillow session. And to me, I wouldn't be signing anything without that man being there in person to sign the lease. I don't trust it. I'm not doing it. $15,000 a month. She must have had a little bit of money too, but nowhere near on his level. But that is way too much trust. Then all of a sudden, he starts seeing a picture of his bodyguard, Peter, getting his ass whooped. Says he can't use his credit cards because they are tracking him, and he's for security reasons he can't use his credit card. And I'm like, yeah, okay, here we come. While he's sending Beauty and the Beast, aka Finland girl, all this scary information, him and the other girl who's been whining and dining, who thought he was too short for her, they actually became friends. She left him in the friend zone. So I'm gonna call her his homegirl. So while him and his homegirl were partying on Beauty and the Beast's money, he was sending scary pictures to Beauty and the Beast to make her think that he couldn't use his money and he had to use her money. So he's turning up. He's calling the girl in Finland, Beauty and the Beast, when his money runs out to keep increasing the limit on her Amex card so he can live it up. But she doesn't know that. And all I can think is American Express don't play. They want their money fully paid every month. At least that's what I remember from back in the day. So I'm like, this girl is tripping. So since he needed to increase his limit and this lady didn't make as much money as he was burning up on her card, he fake hired her to his company. Well, real hired her and did a fake salary. And she gave him all her identity info that you give an employer. And in my mind, I was like, dang, on that one day that she went on a private jet with him and his baby mama, that D must have been really, really good. Like, it must have been like stellar. But there's no D that good for me to be giving you my credit cards and max out. Ain't no way in hell. I'll let you hold my gift card, maybe. I'm not sure. But that might not even go down. So I'm delirious, y'all. So I'm just going to speak as my full self. So anyways, the other girl, the homegirl, was with him, was by herself vibing in Mykonos. So she got money too. And Simon reached out to her and said, I got a new girlfriend. She's a Russian model. Can we come chill with you? They probably had some old threesome vibes going on. And so he's living his best life. And Beauty and the Beast girl is trying to get him, while he's doing that, Beauty and the Beast girl is trying to get him to meet her family and make it like official. The whole time he's maxing out all her credit cards. So she was damn delusional in my opinion, but we're gonna give some people some grace, I guess. We're gonna let that ride. So she's building a home, she's getting an apartment, she's making sure he meets the family. The whole time he's blowing money fast and globetrotting with homegirl and the Russian model. So when she realizes that her creditors are coming to look for her, Beauty and the Beast girl starts taking out loans. The first one was for $40,000. In the meantime, he's ignoring her calls but sending videos, doing all this extra love bombing to show that she is the one. He's like, oh my God, I think you're the one. All this money that you're giving me shows me that you were the right pick. Basically some old ride or die bullshit. I was like, man, I'm not ride or dying nowhere. I've been there, done that. Like the TikTok video said, every time I had tried to ride or die, I died. And I'm not doing that crap. So she takes more loans. She takes another loan for $15,000, another loan for $20,000. You have to think about it. She's getting these loans with that fake ass salary. So I'm like, she going to jail. You gonna see some real life Stockholm syndrome when they lock that ass up. He's promising that he's gonna pay her back. He gave her a check. She's sitting here keep checking her bank account to see if the check's gonna clear. They said, nah, you need to get the hell out of here with that fake check. We're not clearing anything. And basically she was stuck holding the bag. When she started calling him, he was like, I gave you a check, so I feel like I'm good on my side. So he was good. He was out. So the creditors were on her neck. She was freaked out because she thought she was going to be arrested for fraud. And finally she got desperate and said, this dude had me borrow this money And they were like, what's the name of the dude? She showed the pic, and they knew exactly who he was, and they gave all his aliases. And she still was trying to be with him. She was crying because she started crying. She said she loved him, and she was still hoping that her fairy tale was going to work out. So she was on some foolishness. Now that he realized the money's run out and she done reached out to the creditors, he's calling her at her mom's house to threaten her. So at this point, she knows that she gave all her identity information to this man, and he knows where her mama lives. You know, that's when it's too far. So she had to call the police. They didn't care. So she was on the verge of taking herself out. She wanted to commit S. You know, you can't say the word on YouTube. And she actually ended up checking herself into a mental facility. So it went that far. She's basically broke and in a mental facility at this point. Now, Simon, who can't get the Beauty and the Beast girl to do nothing for him, she locked up in the mental facility somewhere, starts sending the same bloody pics and crazy articles to his homegirl. I guess he was ready to run her pockets too. He asked her to borrow $30,000. She even admitted that she was living with her mom and was saving for her apartment. So the only money she had was for the apartment that she was trying to move into. So while that story's going on, Beauty and the Beast girl, or B&B girl, Googles his real name, and the article comes up detailing the whole scam he's been running. He had done this to many ladies. She decided to do something about it, and she sent her receipts to some investigative reporters. They figured out what his MO was. He will pull a girl using the dating app, love bomb the crap out of the girl, say he's in danger, get her to give cash to save him, and then dip. And all I could think of was, man, this is a really sophisticated version of F-Boy. Like, this is F-Boy on a whole new level. And it also made me think of hobosexuals, which I've talked extensively about. I could do a whole video on that too, where the guy is dealing with you for a place to stay. So this is next level scamming. Like, this is next level fraud. So the investigative reporters dived into it, and they figured out he was from Israel. So they found a journalist that lived in the area, and they used him to track him down. They found his mom, and she said hasn't had any contact with him, and he changed his name. When they started digging deeper, they found out he stole from his employer and had some check issues and was actually on the run from Israel. All while Beauty and the Beast girl is finding this out, homegirl, who has already given him $30K, just transferred another $10K to him. I can't even get a text back sometimes, and people is handing out hundreds of thousands of dollars. I need to figure something out. Let me know what y'all think I should do in the comments that I won't go to jail for. So either way, she done gave him $40,000. He sent her a check receipt, making it seem like he was going to pay her back her money for $100,000. She thanked him because she like, dang, I put in 40 and I'm going to get back 100. So she thinking she done came up. But the check never arrived. So he was like, oh, you know, they're having problems with the bank. I need to fly several places to figure out what's going on with my bank. Do you know this lady paid for all the flights for him to figure out what the issue is? So you already down $40,000. You see his check didn't clear, so you're going to pay for flights for him to figure out what the issue is, so you're going to spend more money. When that didn't work, he told her he was going to fly her out so that she could pick up in person, she could pick up in person some really expensive watches that he was going to give her in exchange, since supposedly his money was tied up. He probably was going to traffic that ass. I'm convinced that this dude is a trafficker. While that's happening, the investigative reporters dig deeper and find the name of the women he flew out, because he was flying out his security staff, fake security staff, himself, and the women he was dating, and they found the homegirl's name on one of the manifests, and that's how she figured out she was scammed, because Beauty and the Beast girl's investigative team found homegirl on the manifest and reached out to her. Anyways, uh back to that, sorry, interruption. So she figured out she was scammed and he was scamming multiple girls. The homegirl went off on him. He started arguing and threatening her. All while he was doing that, they published an article about all the love fraud he was doing. And the women's name were called out and they were super scared they were going to be judged. And boy, were they. The comments were harsh. They was tearing them up, calling them dumb, crazy, all types of stuff. But I feel like they were brave for even coming out and saying their names, because usually when these guys get away with it, because the women get embarrassed and they don't want anybody to know that they fell for it, right? So we meet after Homegirl and Beauty and the Beast actually meet, and they find out that Simon had so many victims, all shades, money levels. He had victims all around the world. So this was, I mean, it makes sense if you think about it, because all those places he was going, there's no way that one girl funded all that stuff. So while they were having their kumbaya moment that we got scammed together, we're introduced to another girl who met him on Tinder and dated him for 14 months. She read the articles. She read the articles, and she realized that he was sending all the women the same videos and the same words. Um, she found out he was a fugitive and a swindler. So this was his actual girlfriend. She already felt bad for being cheated on, but she felt crazy because she had lent him $140,000 and bought him all these designer clothes. Like I said, either his D is magical or his mouth game is vicious. Like, mouth meaning what that mouth do, and the way he speaks to people must be crazy. So she finds out he's a fugitive and a swindler, right? And she figures out that she reaches out to Homegirl and she says she's gonna help catch him. But she says she wants her money back. Um, he couldn't scam anymore because he was too recognizable. So the way she did it was she lied and acted like she was on his side. She sweet talked him on the phone to get him back. And then until she basically turned the ropes on him, and she actually started selling his shit. He was fighting to get his stuff back. She was making her money back and she visibly let him see that she was selling his shit on the internet, very expensive high end stuff. Um, and he started. That's when things turned ugly. He started calling her the B word, saying every action causes a reaction, and it was just really, really insane. Um, so the moral of the story is there's two ladies that got scammed out of a whole lot of money. Apparently, one of them was involved in that one Netflix documentary about the man that was hurting cats, and it turned into a whole big murder investigation. So they like this type of stuff. But do you know that this guy Simon only got 15 months, for which he only served 5 of them? Now, remember in the beginning of this video, I said, hey, white collar crime, they get away with a lot of stuff with like no harsh sentences. Then, yes, he got banned from all these dating apps, but they said he's still out there and he's getting more. I'm being funny now, but he getting more hoes off the clout that he got off this Netflix than he got on a dating app. And it turns out that he had scammed people out of over $10 million. $10 million. So this was definitely a cautionary tale. I definitely enjoyed this Netflix film. It read like one of those. It kind of flowed like one of those old '90s mystery movies. Who done it? Are they gonna catch him and everything? Did I feel really bad for the main characters? No. I don't know why. I didn't resonate with feeling bad with them. I honestly feel like the first lady had mental issues already. Um, Especially since guess what? She's right back on Tinder. So nobody learned a damn lesson out of this at all. So what I'm gonna say is when you go on these dating apps, make sure you're careful. If somebody says they're foreign, they can't see you in person, you can't see video. Uh, they have all these weird excuses for why you can't meet up. If they ask you for any money, uh, just run, people. Just run. So what I would like for you guys to do is let me know any crazy dating app incidents that you had. I mean, would definitely love to do a quick interview with somebody that has a crazy dating app story. If you have one, let me know in the comments. I definitely love to hear from you guys. And with that being said, I really, really enjoyed this Netflix documentary, and I hope you enjoyed it too. I hope you guys are safe, blessed, and healthy. I'm trying to get there myself, and with lots of genuine love and happiness, I'm gonna give you kisses. Sepia Scholar